We've got what oil and my filter. Maybe it's like that. Welcome. Was I just going to say welcome 3 times there? So the first video nerves have well and truly kicked in. I'm bricking it, to be honest. It's pretty intimidating talking to a little black camera. If you listen to the wife, she'd tell you that I don't even like talking to people. So talking to a little black camera is a little bit out of my comfort zone. So this is video number 1 in a series of videos where we show you how much fun we get up to in our little track car. And before we start, here's a little sneak peek. Right, we're going to kick off today with this really simple task, an oil and filter change and some adjustment on the rear brakes. It's not the most interesting content, I'll give you that, but it's something we have to do all the time, and it's current because I want to get it done before a track day that we're attending next week. So it'll be good to get it out of the way, and it'll also give me a chance to get my video editing skills a bit better before I try and sort of put together all the rest of the footage that we've got to show you. So without much further ado, let's go and get some oil. Right, so we're back from Euro Car Parts. We've got what oil and my filter. Maybe it's like that. Now the eagle-eyed amongst you might be thinking, if you've got an 8LS3 on your drive, then why did you bother getting a VW LUPO as a track car? And it's a pretty good question. I've owned that S3 for 9 years now, coming up to 10 actually. And when I wanted a track car, I wanted a dedicated car. I didn't want a car that I could, you know, go to the shops with, pick up the shopping, and then go to the track. I wanted something that I basically didn't have any big amount of love for, something that I wouldn't mind getting scratched, beat up, anything like that. And when we first started thinking about it, I looked at all the sort of usual cars that people use on track, the Clios, the Meganes, the Fiestas, all that stuff. But I've always had VW Group cars, so I know them pretty well. And I certainly know the 1.8 turbo engine, which leads us nicely on to why I chose this Lupo, and that's because this Lupo, for all it left the factory with a 55 brake horsepower 1 litre engine, it now sports 270 brake horsepower 1.8 turbo engine. So it ticks lots of boxes. It's a really powerful little car. Probably a little bit too powerful, but we'll get onto that in further episodes, I'm sure. So yeah, that's why. So the 8LS3 is my sort of daily, and the Lupo is a purely dedicated track car. So now we've got that out of the way with, let's get the oil changed. Right, real ninjas can do this without spilling a bit. Let's see how good I am. Sweet. So yeah, there's not going to be any BAFTA wins for this video, but I think it's one of them things where we'll have to do that quite often, to be honest, just to keep the engine in good nick. So it's certainly something that I thought would be worth showing for the first video. One more little job to do today, and that is I need to adjust the auto adjusting mechanism. I know that sounds a bit ironic. On the rear drums, what happens is you get on track and there's loads of heat generated on the brakes, so I've got most of the bias for the brakes going to the front. However, still some of it gets to the back, and then all that happens is all the heat and the brake dust and all the on track stays within the drum, and then it just clogs up the mechanism. I've had these drums apart about 3 times in the past year, unclogging it all, adjusting it, getting it ready for the next track day. So it's just become part of what I do now, which is why I mentioned before that we've got a rear axle rebuild sort of underway at the minute, which means that we're going to be changing over the Lupo GTI setup, which is disc brakes, which means I'll not have to touch it anymore. It's also going to incorporate like a Willwood brake bias valve as well, so that's going to help out big time. But until then, I'm going to have to adjust these. And repeat for the other side. Simple as that. So the problem with that is just that the auto adjustment mechanism doesn't make that next click just the way that it should, which is really annoying, because all you've got to do is open the drum, give it a bit of a clean, and then just push the shoes out slightly to make that next click for it. It's as simple as that. I've done it a few times, and I'll probably just do it again right up until the point where I fit the GTI rear axle, which is well, then we'll have disc brakes, so that'll be when I sort it. Thank you for watching this very first video. I felt I had to get this video out of my system, to be honest, just to calm the nerves and get used to talking to the camera and what have you. And I'd really appreciate any input you've got. If you think I did well, if you like the car, if you think I'm an absolute cockwomble, just let us know. It's fine. I've got thick skin, I can take it, I promise. So in the future we've got more videos. We've got an engine rebuild coming up soon. We're about to tear into that, and if you subscribe then chances are you'll see that too. We've got the rear axle rebuild, so that's coming along too. In the summer we did like a bit of a full front end rebuild, so we've got that, as well as, you know, fitting roll cages, seats, stripping the car out, and all the other little bits and bobs I've had to do just to get the car ready for the track in the first place. So there's loads of highs, there's loads of fun, but there's plenty of lows as well, and hopefully we can document it for you and you can see it all. So thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.